Welcome aboard! If you're watching this video, then let me be the first to say congratulations! You've recently taken it upon yourself to improve at Warner Brothers MultiVersus. This is your first official day of training. You are now being guided under the wing of the most deranged, unhinged, incredibly smart and handsome and qualified teacher possible. You may be wondering how soon you can go from watching this video to tearing it up on the online ladder. Well, pretty soon. But hold your horses, for I have 4 important lessons to impart to you first, and only then can you use this sacred knowledge to beat up Steven Universe, like we all know you've always wanted. This is your guide to MultiVersus for incredibly successful people. Your relationship with fundamentals. Do you have prior experience with fighting games at a competitive level? No? Well, for the sake of the upcoming joke, I'm going to talk to you like you do. I want you to take all the concepts you've learned in your pursuit of higher level success. Neutral, conditioning, spacing. And I want you to throw those fuckers out the window. MultiVersus is fast. Think of how long it took for this guy to stop being famous. It's at least half as fast as that. As such, it's entirely too fast to be applying complicated meta concepts with your brain and stuff. This game has 2 air dodges, 2 jumps, a dodge button, and a whole bunch of attacks. There's no grabbing, no parrying, and certainly no shielding. Oh, what's that? You want defensive options? Well, go play chess or some shit, Quentin, I don't know. Because MultiVersus is about to offer you all the same defensive options offered to a hedgehog sat in the middle of the road watching the roaring advance of an oncoming car, which is to sit there and die. The meta of MultiVersus is literally to not even let your already incredibly fast options finish before you do another one. You can cancel a dash into an attack, you can cancel a jump into an attack, you can cancel an attack into a jump, or a special, or you can cancel an attack into a taunt by mistake and get away with it. Learning how to do all these things is key. They'll make you as blazingly fast as possible and your offense utterly smothering. Learning how and when to cancel moves and actions into one another will open up near limitless combo potential for every character in the game, and is the biggest factor that will separate you from the rest of the pack. Put simply, getting good at MultiVersus is all about learning to cancel everything. Ugh, the snowflakes win again, am I right? Knowing your enemy. MultiVersus has the highest concentration of crazy characters doing completely insane things since Florida fell from the sky. And when the game's moving this fast, it's almost impossible to tell what you're even getting hit by, much less what you're supposed to do about it. Let's take Jake the dog for example. I have literally no idea what the fuck this character is doing at any given time. He can turn into a car. Why can he turn into a car? Thankfully, MultiVersus has The Lab, a hugely helpful training room complete with a move list for every character. So if I choose Jake as my character and navigate to the move list, the game outright tells me that this is his down special and that he can also transform into a house, and that means that he can now reflect projectiles. Ah, that makes sense. And I didn't even need to watch Gravity Falls. This rule is universal across all fighting games. Simply knowing the capabilities of your opponent, what their moves are and what they do, will make you a better player. The temptation may be strong to jump straight into some online games and mash on your opponent like your life depends on it, but spend some time in training mode first, reading through these move lists and playing around with the different characters to get a feel for their capabilities and limitations, and you'll be giving yourself a huge edge. Perhaps you even feel like getting extracurricular about it. I wasn't familiar with this LeBron James fella before he was added to the roster, but through watching some of his basketball games, I've learned that he really likes to jump in disadvantageous positions. There, see? Fighting games are easy. Down air. Down air. Yes, that's correct. Down air. Downwards aerial. Not since the last crossover platform fighter of down air's been this endlessly spammable. They are quite consistently incredibly low risk and high reward across almost every character in this game. Forget your Smash Bros and your sensibly designed spikes, the team over at Player First Games want to make sure everyone gets to experience the vein-popping thrill of slamming someone down hard into the blast zone, and so they've made sure everyone can. My grandma could spike you in this game, and she's dead. Don't feel too bad for for her now. She was a bit of a cunt. Low startup, low end lag, and hugely powerful. These ain't your daddy's down airs. Hell, these ain't even your granddad's down airs, and he was in the war. Down airs in MultiVersus are for people who like to act like total creatures on the controllers, alright? Who want to go real bonkers on the buttons. Sickos on the stickos, if you will. If you lost on Scooby's Haunted Mansion, it probably wasn't your fault. Location, location, location. Not all stages are built equal. Did you get dumpstered by a Garnet player on Sky Arena or mollywopped on Trophy's Edge? Well, get better then, idiot. Learn to hit your opponent without getting hit in return. That's lesson 4.5 right there, by the way. But if you lost a match on Tree Fort, or particularly Scooby's Haunted Mansion, because your opponent spent the entire first stock ricocheting off the walls like a ferret on cocaine and you were killed almost as soon as they were destroyed, then that was just the stage being itself. Sounds like a lot of zoinks. Sounds like a lot of zoinks. Sounds like a lot of zoinks, man. Sounds like a lot of excuses, but it's true. The game in its infancy has few stages and is still a ways off having a refined stage list full of stages that are tournament legal, i.e. fair and balanced for a competitive setting. Not every match is going to have entirely unbesmirched competitive integrity just yet, so just lighten up, roll with it and have some fun. It's still early days, so you can expect to have to deal with a lot of wonky stage interactions, and you can certainly expect to run into a lot of bugs. And there you have it. You are now an official graduate of the dark arts of MultiVersus and are ready to take what you've learned and start climbing those rankings. Your opponents shall surely quiver in cartoonish fear at the knowledge you've attained, provided you know how to apply it, namely by pushing down and the attack button repeatedly in the air every time your opponent is off stage. But never forget my final and most important tip. If you truly want to see real and important improvements in your MultiVersus gameplay capabilities, you must be sure to never, under any circumstances, ever